looking at this really cool Jimi Hendrix Hammer-on. He used this all over the Axis Bold As Love album, and I'm going to be showing you it over these 3 primary movable chord shapes that we've been talking about for 10 years. The E shape, the D shape, and the A shape, which is what I showed you there at the beginning. Played an E chord, then I played the hammer-on over each of those 3 movable chord shapes. Now, I did a series of 3 bite-sized lessons on this topic about 5 years ago. They're each about 5 to 7 minutes. If after today you feel like you need more, I will link these at the end of the lesson here today. But I thought we could get them in one lesson that's even more digestible, if you will, and that's what we're going to do. So let's start with the E shape, since that's what I went to first. And you'll know if you watch my lessons that I sometimes refer to this as the F shape. It's the same shape. And I do that just because it's easier to visualize. We're usually playing off the top 3 or 4 strings. And when you're doing that up the neck, it looks more like an F chord than like this, right? So just know the E and F shape from the Cage system, C-A-G-E-D, are the same. Okay, so where do you find it over the E shape? You would actually come all the way up to the octave and play it on the first 2 strings to start. You're going to bar the 12th fret with your first 2 strings and then hammer up to the 14th fret with your index finger there and your ring finger. Okay, and then you shift position a little bit, come down to 11 and 12 on the 3rd and 4th strings, and then hammer up to 14 with your ring finger. And that's it. If you want to add an extension, you can add the root, because we're just over the major pentatonic scale there. And the root's going to be that E note, right, on the 4th string, 14th fret. So we're just outlining the major pentatonic scale. Hendrix also did an extension of this at the end of the Wind Cries Mary solo, where he goes something like, and again, that's connecting down to the A shape, which is the next shape that we will look at. So that is your E chord of an A shape. Remember, your A shape is barring the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. And if you make it a bar chord and bring it up here to 7 and 9, this is your 5th and 3rd string root E chord of an A shape. Your Hendrix style hammer-on here, this is the easiest of the 3, is going to reside on the 5th, 4th, and 3rd strings. Start by barring 4 and 3 at the 9th fret, hammer up to 11 on the 4th string, and then just come down and bar 5 and 4 on the 9th fret and hammer up to the 11th fret on 5. And again, if you want to resolve to the root note, just like we did here, it's going to be your 5th string, 7th fret. Again, out of this chord. So I'd recommend when you're practicing these, resolve to the chord wherever you decide to play the chord. So again, the A shape, very simple. There's your chord, there's your hammer-on. So we have 2 so far. Those are the 2 we have so far. Let's go to the 3rd one. Hope you're still with me. The D shape. Hopefully it won't take long to figure out that we just need to go D, D sharp, E, and that's where we'll find our E chord of a D shape, or a D-shaped E chord, however you want to think of it. So just remember, each time you do this hammer-on, the root note's going to be on top. So up here, 12th fret, first string, here, 9th fret, 3rd string, here, 5th fret, 2nd string. So you've got 5th fret, 2nd string with your middle finger, you got your index finger on the 4th fret, 3rd string, and you're going to hammer up 2 frets to the 6th fret with your ring finger, 3rd string, 6th fret. And then that's just on 4 and 3, hammering again from 4th fret to 6th fret. So both hammer-ons go from 4th fret to 6th fret. Resolving to a chord there is a little harder because we don't really play that C or D shape as a full chord. If you did, it would look like this, which is awkward. I don't know a lot of people that go around playing this chord full like that. Usually the only way that you would play the C or D shape like that is if you were playing like an E7, right, which is just your movable C7 shape, D7, E7. But anyway, to resolve there, you could just resolve to your first position E chord is what I would do. But I think you should practice resolving all over the neck. So again, you should start playing around with other chords, because again, it's going to be the same for any chord, but this will just help you learn the fretboard. So let's say we want to go key of G. Okay, I'm over G major now and I want to play these 3 hammer-ons. What am I going to do? Well, the first one, right, you know that your E or F shape of a G chord is there, and then we want to go to the A shape of a G chord. Well, it's up here, so there I go. And then I want the D shape. Here I come up to the 7th fret. Again, remember 2nd string root, there's your G note, so we've got, and we can resolve there, or here, or even here. Now again, with the Keith Richards style stuff, we go, we play that D shape a lot like this. Again, I don't usually add that pinky root note all the way up there, but you can. You definitely can. So, to recap, 3 shapes. E shape, A shape, D shape. Practice it, strum the chords with them, all of the different chords. Practice strumming a different chord shape than the shape you played the hammer-on over. So in other words, this is an E-shaped hammer-on, but I resolve it to the A-shaped chord. Or this is a A-shaped hammer-on and I resolve it to the E-shaped chord. Or it's a D-shaped hammer-on and I resolve to the A-shaped chord. Mix it up like that. Go to the key of C. Whatever. Mix it up. Go all over the neck. Alright, hope that worked for you. Again, I'll link those other lessons here if you want to delve into this more deeply. It's a super important topic and I think it'll be very helpful for you. Thanks for joining me as always.